So I managed to keep the our little boat afloat from that rogue wave that obliterated the equity of the account, but I've been able to come back and double the account from actually it's at $50. So came back from 50. Now I'm up 81 cents. I'm kind of torn whether I should get out. I'm always a little iffy when it comes to this part of the trade. I kind of want to just go flat. I think I'm in 2K, 3K. So, odds and ends here. Everything's on limits and double clicking. This is my tablet scripts I'm running now. Looking to buy 3 pips deep for 15 minutes. I'm going to go forward for 30. And I feel like I'm scratching wins. This is pure lottery technique now. We should be able to get this account back up to about where we opened it at $5,000. I have no doubt. Here I'm selling on limits above me, I think. I have a 12-hour limit up here that's 70 pips north. So I'm trying to build the ultimate double-click system. So here's a scalp. I'm going to sell 10 pips above for 15 minutes. And I'm going to go for the high risk 20 pips in 2 hours. So yeah, it's got a nice, it's break even there. This one's X, and it's a bottomless pit. So I could be writing scripts here until the cows come home. I also have the, finally the euro is, after the end of the year, after the monthly, we finally put in that low. That low's written in stone. Look at the weekly. Look at this last little, and this is the most stable currency, really. So there's your pivot on the weekly. Closing prices. I'll take a look at the RSI view. So people say oscillators don't work. They work if you work them. It's like having an alcoholic girlfriend. It works if you work her. Just watching the old days of the first glamour star to be in pornography. That was interesting. That's what RSI is. RSI is like it's indicator porn, really. It's an oscillator. Oscillates. And I do understand the RSI. I'm going to go for the 3 period, I hope. No, 4. Well, that's kind of laggy. I'm going to go for a white RSI. Classic 70 overbought, oversold. So here's the RSI story of the weekly euro dollar. Beautiful divergence here. Although there's one last reversal left in the momentum. It's a momentum indicator on close. Here is a negative reversal, and then not. This is not a negative reversal. So negative reversal is the inversion of momentum where you're more overbought but at a lower price than the last known swing. I'm sure you could write that. I'm sure you could build a positive and negative reversal bot. Unfortunately, you'd still have to be aware of how many pips this divergence is happening in. Because so you're looking at this correlation more overbought, lower price than here, and you project your profit off of this, but you don't even come near it. And here comes a divergence that causes one more sell. And now this is almost nearly dead on target. And the zigzags are more predictable than these long moves are really about the market coming into here, the trap, and this is a nice healthy, almost guaranteed to get filled down here. And we keep retesting, which people don't like. I guarantee you that if people think it's going to do this, then it's going to do... Really? Did you think it was ever going to come back here? Did you think it was ever going to come back to here? Just for a moment. Did you ever think that was going to happen? I mean, this is 20 pip grid. Are you kidding me? So easily here, we're going to start selling here for the scalp. And this week, or just, anytime this week, these are all great sell points. As soon as we take out this, I suspect this vacuum is going to be the most important situation coming into the new year. And I'm sure that sellers will come in, they'll pull it back, come in, pull it back. But that just means the market's going to go up and down. So it has nothing to, kind of has nothing to do. It's like if you're good at trading up and down stuff, then you're good. And an Elliott wave, this would be wave 0, right? The ultimate divergence, if you're going to count Elliott wave, I would say this has to be 0. This is 1, this is 2, it pulls back to the trend line on RSI. Right, it pulls back to the breakout here. But they've cranked this thing. This is a triple divergence. So, buying oversold here. The guy that bought oversold here made the same kind of money that the guy that bought this fresh area. So that's why this guy's going to say, RSI works great. Look at the divergence I got. I got in right here. The other guy goes, well, I got in here because I knew there was a hole there. And if there's a hole, something's going in it. And he's like, I bought all the way down here. Well, the RSI guy would have to wait for the close of that week and say, I have divergence confirmed. And maybe I have a hammer. I'm waiting for a hammer. But there's some other slob that has just one ticket down here, and he gets filled, and he's got no stop on it, and he's in a standard lot, and he just opened the account the other day. And he's like, wow, I just made so much fucking money this week. And he gets out, and then he just proceeds to blow up the account. So this guy, Lee Delusion guy, or Diffusion, says, I never seen anybody make money. Well, you can watch me. I could take this account to $1,000 if I just was very careful, right? And trade really small. So I could put a sell limit in here right now. Here's a break even. That may be too close, see? That's not the proper script, so I have to move that ticket up. But I like it up here for 2 hours. I like it up here. I can't move that ticket because it's going to expire. Can't move tickets that are about to expire within 15 minutes of expiring. I don't have enough sells written to really play the sell game here very well. Here's 10 pips north for 15 minutes. That'll probably get filled. Okay, I'm trying to buy the pound here on the pullback. And I'm barely in it, and I think I'm going to get out of this one ticket because I don't like it. No sir, didn't like it. I'm just underwater a little bit there. But I think these are 15-minute and half-hour and 1-hour tickets sitting here waiting to get filled on the pullbacks. They're kind of doubled up there. See if I can pull any of these back. Guess not. I don't know. I have the sounds turned on. There, I pulled that one back. So when you catch a falling knife, you're allowed to move your hands. So you're allowed to move your hands when you catch a falling knife. Oh man. So I'm on the YouTube, you know, and I just have to keep telling myself this is clickbait, right? The fucking flat earthers and they didn't land on the fucking moon people. So today I come across the fucking magicians that have real magic. And then they take you to that guy that's Copperfield. That he's collecting all these demonic toys. Come on, people. Are you fucking kidding me? The people that can change their face masks, they're really the shapeshifters. I'd almost rather trade Ikamushu with a meth head than fucking hear another bozo tell me that they couldn't have sent television signals through the fucking air. When you got ham radio, I can get Skip off of fucking talk to Europe tonight on a ham radio with like 200 watts, I think is the limit. So I don't know. The trading thing looks like a lot easier a challenge than landing on the moon. So here I'm just waiting. That's all I ever do is wait. But we sure enough broke out finally. Finally took out the... I took out the high of the day today, but look at this breakout we were waiting for last time. Finally. It was this price. British pound. It's going crazy. And I'm going to sing Ripping North. Look at this spectacular wick. Not even any divergence on our side there, really, unless you consider this one. I'm sure this is a divergence for somebody. You just need fucking... Look at this British pound. Now, can you trade... Do you have a system that can trade that shit? I do. It's called lay a fucking order up 20 pips above you and just see what happens. If it goes up there, it gets filled. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, this spoken from somebody that's blown up, and I could take a count and make it 10x, and I can also take a 10x account and I can blow it up. But I know what blows it up. Is too many tickets too close together that are too big. So, like if I bought this, imagine I bought this area. But I had half a fucking brain to put more tickets down here from a low from about 3 weeks ago. And be like, wow. And then the spread here, my God, I don't even know if you got filled on this broker. I think the spread was... so nobody talks about that. The flash crash, it's basically spread crash. It's a fucking spread issue is what the fuck it is. It's illiquidity, which creates wide spreads. Like when socialists want to shut down exchanges. Look at this area. Interesting, huh? Although, like I said, the spread was so wide here, you barely got filled on that. It's all tame now. Many years come and gone. That's a beautiful looking buy on the 4 hour, but I'm just going to get long on limits. I'm waiting for a flash crash. Flash crash, millionaire. You only get paid once every... here's my deep buys. That's good to go all night long there. This thing's going north. I can only sell into it now. I feel like an idiot chasing it. Look at this beautiful top bottom on the 15. Coming into Asia. Just keeps making new highs. I'm going to try to scalp a sell. But now I've got to really pay attention. So I do like the challenge of trading. I must say, let's see what we get here. A sell limit, 20 pips north, 30 pips. And I'll have to cash out if I'm making money because every dollar I get matters now. But it's the process of trading. Do you like having to you have a relationship with the market in some degree? I mean, do you like trading? Do you mind the agony of the slow, predictable moves and the volatile, unpredictable moves as far as how far, how fast? It's so funny. One time, this Empowered Trading guy, Akil Stokes, says, after the holidays, after this illiquidity, or this kind of just people letting unwinding positions and letting go of the position, because that's a position they need to dump to clear. It's the end of the session. The end of the year is the end of the session. So it's not really a flash crash. It's just fucking nobody's there. And where did it come in the week? Where is that in the at the end of the day? So I don't think it's a big surprise at all. You would have to say that it's over counter market. Don't forget it's over counter trading. It's not like a fucking where all these people are trading with this where they can supposedly see everybody's ticket, but I don't think they can see the guy who's about to pull the trigger on a big trade. I don't think anybody can see that. So the level 2 dump the market stuff is ridiculous because, well, what is the edge? Because you can see some big order down there. You've already attached the meaning to that big. The bigger the order, the more what? The more that price will hold. The more that'll be a bounce. I should buy there. I mean, I got 20 fucking questions for the people in these. What? Just like the guy that says, "Oh, market profile, it's wonderful." I can tell you how to trade RSI. What you're really trading on the clock. You're trading literally the closing prices of momentum, and you're also having to take into account the volatility of the wicks if you're really going to execute at the market with a stop. Now, if you're entering the market on a limit because you're saying the market has to make a qualifying price for me to get in, and if the RSI happens to be there, wonderful. But if you're truly going to trade RSI, it's about, okay, it's the end of the candle. Now what? Is there a trade or isn't there? Is there divergence? And you can still defensively enter the market. You could have a trailing buy stop as soon as it goes oversold. But I mean, every time I watch one of these videos, these people just don't talk about the reality of trading, how you have to fucking manage. So it's harder than, I'd say it's like if you babysat, okay, for every currency pair, imagine you have an autistic, retarded kid who's licking his fingers and sticking them in a 220 line. And you're like, oh my God, again? And randomly doing it. We have 4 kids like that. Every currency is one of these kids. Oh, geez, I can't put a moving average on them. So, and not to mention, I mean, do you care? You can't care about these kids. These things are just wild fucking, market's just a wild fucking mess. I love how people want to fucking make sense of this shit. Why did the market move the way it did? Oh, because Theresa May has got new shoes. Oh my God. Did you go to zero hedge? Like anybody that ever says, did you look at, I'm like, oh my God, why? I mean, not, I'm going to base a trade on fucking Theresa May's shoe colors or whoever these people are. That's or Trump's got the wall. Oh, the government's shutting down. That's why the dollar's going down. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, these moves have happened so far ahead of this news. It's just trying to make people want to make sense of the thing. I get it. You know, oh, because of this happened, are you fucking kidding me? So if this thing can pull back and fill my limits, that's all I care about. I don't know what's moving the fucking thing. I suppose people that are getting the fuck out because they finally ran out of sellers. I mean, buyers. And people are taking profits at new highs here. A 15-minute chart. There's not even a signal on RSI. Another thing about RSI. If you're running it on the half-hour chart, there's only so many trades. So I guess you're missing the, people say oscillators don't work. They're missing it's a whole different lifestyle. So I put RSI on this on 30 minutes British pound. And I look for a oversold situation. At least I've got a filter. Here, I'll show you how it keeps you from over trading. So all these are just filters. This like reminds me of putting like an EQ on something, right? You're going to EQ something because it's just a little too plain Jane. Although I suggest if you're going to EQ something, record into a tape machine or something while you're playing it back on your... Because when I mix the stuff down, the dithering just destroys the mix. Sounds like shit. 3-period RSI on the British pound. 30-minute chart. Anything shorter than this is really stretching it. I mean, you're really asking for trouble. But if you just treat this as an overbought, oversold situation, and just let's assume it's in an uptrend or downtrend, it doesn't really matter. So let me just pick out the trades here from an overbought, oversold situation. So it's overbought. Okay, I sell. And that's this overbought here, believe it or not. And, but let's imagine I'm also drawing trend lines on RSI. So I have a trend line break, and it comes back. And this, I would buy it here. On a structural break of trend line, come back in, trade. Just like this one. Trend line break on RSI. These are all valid places to start buying. Especially the if you kind of look here, you'll see your reversal. It's more oversold at a higher price. It qualifies. Divergence, we look for a reversal. More oversold, higher. Anytime it's oversold even. If you just did the oversold entries, buy, buy, buy. You can't just buy here and then it goes lower and you're like, shit, they stopped me out. RSI doesn't work. You can't buy here with a stop here and a stop here and then say, oh, they fucking stuck. Because they could have actually spiked it down there. And you can't say it doesn't work. Look at this beautiful reversal here. It doesn't do too well until later on. There's one more kind of reversal. Here's that's not divergence. I'm not giving this thing enough zoom out to the top. So what I'd like to do is walk through the RSI like this, or fix the scale. Now I can see the subtle signals here. This half-hour chart, mind you. This is going to be a little more over trading. Here's a long-legged, actually 2 to 5 period bars are the king, right? I always say 2, I mean, this is 0. 0. And then you have 1, 2, 3. That's a 3-period zigzag. 2 to 5 periods is the ultimate. So, like, here's a reversal, right? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 0. But right here, it's already a buy here. And then there's number 7. So number 6 is kind of a buy. Here, there's no signal. All you can really say is we broke out, we pulled back. So I spent quite a bit of time with the RSI guy, Andrew Cardwell, and he did a lot of things I thought were a little over the top. But one thing that I found to be really cool was the fact that if you're in the trend lines, that you can use them on the RSI. And of course, I have very extreme RSI. Oh, I noticed that the No Nonsense Forex guy, he has everything set to Wells Wilder 14s. He's like, yeah, we're using ATR 14. I'm like, why? Are you nuts? How long are you going to live? How long are you going to fucking be alive? I'm going to take this to 5, which is a Fibonacci number. And it's smoothed out. And this is more trend line, more trend analysis. But see, I'm losing my, I'm losing the sharp edge of it now. Kind of bugs me. I might have to go back to 3. I'm not going to see any reversals now. I guess so. I guess I see them. No, it's just not as prominent. This is not as oversold as it would be on a 3-period RSI. So Cardwell took the 3 and he smoothed it by 3. Did a bunch of like ridiculous stuff. I'm just going to make it 3. Because 2's too much. 2's too whipsaw. Well, it's not a reversal, but it's definitely deep oversold. Plus, you could move these to about 20 and 80 and whatever. But this is how you're going to get killed trading RSI. Is saying it's oversold, so I'm going to sell it. And all you're able to make is 22 pips. And then they rip your fucking head off. And you're like, I saw oversold. I'm overbought. Here you're a genius. Because it finally tanks. You know, the guy that's selling new highs here and this guy, they agree. At this point, oh yeah, my RSI I'm using RSI, it's working great. The other guy's like, dude, I've been selling up into this thing every fucking chance. I got a trailing sell stop. As soon as we get to hear him cashing out, where this guy may not get out till it's oversold. Here's a reversal I just caught. This is a really sharp 2-period reversal. Not a lot of money, but that's how RSI works. The momentum pullback. You're looking for that situation. So here what you do is anytime it comes below here and the price does not violate this low where this is based on, you start buying. Every half hour it's down, but I'm buying on limits just because I want to catch it. I want to catch a falling knife. Here I'm going to go in for some more punishment. I'm going to buy down there at that line. Just so happens I like this double click because I can tell 8 pips deep, 7 pips deep, and I don't have to worry about monkeying with, and I'm not trading the structure, I'm trading just literally how many pips deep. I could put a buy order here, but I wouldn't put a buy order here of any kind of giant size because it happens to be just on the top of that, right? if tops become bottoms, this should be the internal top. This should hold right now. But what if it rips all the way to here? I actually want to buy it if it plunges quickly. Whether it's going to make it back to there, I don't know. You know, it could make it back to here. Look at this beautiful top bottom on the half hour. Does it get any better than that? With a confirming reversal from RSI. And here comes into our trap. If we get the RSI to come down here, we will get in. Look like geniuses. Okay, I'm still waiting for this guy to drop. Come on, guys. I'm going to go for the half hour, 5 pips deep, 7 pips deep. And I've got more on the tablet now. I'm going to import here. So I'm going to actually have every fucking pip on the tablet down to about, you know, once you get down, what I've noticed when I'm testing that giant swing trading bot is that if you're getting in 80 pips deep next week, which is what that system does, you know, how about if we get in 8 pips deep in the next 15 minutes? And the reason why I can't really test that on the EA is because the spread is too important, and that EA is dropping those orders every fucking hour. Every 15 minutes, it's dropping. And the problem is that here I'm looking at the structure and saying, oh yeah, you know, we're going to plunge into, I'm actually using some kind of thought. Whereas if you're buying 80 pips deep, you don't really need too much thinking there. That's fucking 180 pips deep. That's going to be a right price. And if that may not be a right price right now, because I don't think we could drop 80 pips right now in 15 minutes, but next week, that might be the greatest fucking place to buy in the world, and it'll certainly be oversold on something, right? Because it's down. And that's and that system makes money. Giant swing trading makes money because you have big fucking stops, and the spread doesn't matter, and it's low frequency trading. It's big, broad. And now, if you're really like this, where I'm coming into the, I only got $125 in the account, and I'm coming into Asia, and I'm looking to scalp and make $100. That's quite a bit of money using $125. And I'm trying to make money in that way, in that style. Completely different than giant monster fucking swing trades. And you see Bitcoin's finally, Bitcoin, another instance of buying because it's down really heavy 1 month. Just buy because it's down in 1 month, and that's like the classic. I wish I had a yearly chart, but that's a classic entry technique. Is market makes a big move up, sell. How to work over here? Really good. 2 months up, really hard, sell. That's not a bad trade, even though your fill is like up here in kind of not the best. You missed the very, very tippy top at 13,000. You did pretty good. Then you get the classic top become a bottom on the monthly, right? Or this doji would come up back here. Here now, this is obviously people are gonna be very anxious to take profits. If they bought here, we heal the void, you know, in a perfect world, and then if it's really in a down market, it's going to, without the zigzags built in. That's people's view of it, right? But this is the trick. It cut into this. Right? It cut into that hole. It cut into this hole. And it satisfied that void. The erosion's done. It's over. Okay, so let's go back to the problem at hand. We have to, like Steve Austin, we have to rebuild the account. So without blowing it up here, and since I got to get to my entertainment, I'm going to throw this in, and go watch Netflix, right? I mean, what in the fuck is going to change the fact that you want to buy this thing if it pulls back? Now, granted, I could have sold everything from this rooftop to here and be up on every trade right now. And somebody did. Anybody that sells new highs certainly did that. That's a 4-hour chart. Right. This is what the ICT calls the breaker. That's the breaker there, see? But I'm going to just come in here and just buy like a whore tonight. Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. And here, this is set and forget it shit here. 30, 35, 3 hours, right? Here comes the big pullback. Let's gobble up some of this fucking Australian stuff. And some of the New Zealand's 1 hour. Set it and forget it. We'll see how this thing does. Now I'm going to go super deep. Set it and forget it's here. And this is completely different than what I was doing with those giant drops, because those giant drops were like fucking, oh my God. Everything had the same stop. No, this is way safer. So this is definitely, you do this while driving your car. You just got to double click. You got double tap on a tablet. You got to double tap these. And let's see here. Oh, starting to get some action here. Coming right into my order bank. I got to be careful. Don't blow it up. Sonny blew up the other account. Now, we can't trust you no more with all those Cuban sandwiches. I got a whole bunch of Cuban sandwiches for you guys when this is over. I'm taking on some heat here. I'm taking on some margins, so be very, very careful. Oh boy. See here, here's the signal right here. As soon as RSI closes, we have 16 minutes. RSI needs to close below this for us to get a reversal. Also, that's where you draw your trend lines. See, that's where you draw your trend line. Off the reversals. That's another rule. I don't know if you could tell the row about that, but that is a true rule I got from Andrew Cardwell. That's how you index your trend lines. Off that reversal right there. That's where I got the idea. I stole the idea of the closing prices. This totally defeats candlestick trading. Okay. So pure momentum trader here, and I'm going to try not to blow up the account. I've got all these limits just itching to be filled, and I'm using $10 of margin, so I've only got I can only use another $10, I think. And we're locking it in here, and on the 15, we're probably getting a reversal, right? We're getting a big, see here, we're more oversold than we are, and this trend line holds nicely through the half hour and the 15 on close. See, the trend line's congruent with a time shift. Even on the 1 hour, see how the RSI, this reversal's holding up. So we can go to the half hour, and the trend line does not. When people put a trend line like this on closing prices, then you switch time frames. It doesn't hold in there. See, it doesn't hold right. It's not right. It's just wrong. See this beautiful double bottom here in time on the trend line? Look how beautiful the triangles look on close. Nice and sharp. They're before break of that price. Okay, now here I would buy at the market, but I'm not. I got a plan. I'm sticking to it. Now, they haven't dipped back into my little hole here, and they're really hoping they crush it back. That's the 15. Go to the half hour. But the 15 is the one that is a signal, see? Because we have closed below on this. We have a positive reversal. That is the trick. That's the key. Got a cute little top bottom here. See, now when you look at it like this, if this doesn't bother you, that's why I call this a transverse index, because if you go like this and you drag this across, this is your like double top breakout, come back, you have a beautiful head and shoulders here. You have a positive reversal, you're more oversold at a higher price. And the cause of that is the fact it's sold off very quickly. That's what gives you that signal, is the fast sell-off. The faster the sell-off, you almost had a divergence here, which is really intense. When you get a divergence and it's sold off like that, do you notice the top bottom here on the 15-minute British pound? Top bottom with a reversal. And I think I've got my RSI too stretched out for you to actually see it, because it's so subtle. It's like Where's Waldo? There's highlights I used to read in the psychiatrist's office when they sent me to the psychiatrist when I was a kid. And look at this, is a reversal here that fails. See, this is a reversal. You get caught in that. But then it finally comes down to here, and you can also, just by stretching that out, you don't have to go to a 5-period RSI. I can make this look like a 14-period RSI just by, you know, go like this. I can still see the contour. So see at this right here, I can see the signals in that. I don't know what else to call them. Signals. I can see the momentum story. Now, if I go like this, which people do, it's ridiculous. But here you can kind of see in a big, broad-based way. If you take this down, you see this reversal here. Triple reversal. That is a fucking signal. That now you're anything above here, you're selling harder than you would sell anything above here, right? Any kind of rally in a severe downtrend. So here's a double top divergence, which causes here's deep buy, and once again one more buy. We don't know if it's going to go to the moon though, but it's a good place to get in. But this blows the fuck out. This, forget if you had ATR and RSI, ATR of 1, RSI of 3. So if I put an ATR histogram on down here, it's just telling you how tight a stop to run for the last bar. I don't know if I have it. It's called ATRH for histogram. ATR of 1. Army of 1. Okay, it's ATRH. CCI would be okay too, but I'll tell you, oh shit. Can't see it. Fuck that. It's too much to think about. I can see the fucking ATR. I'll just look at the goddamn bars. I mean, what the fuck you need a goddamn 14 ATR in a chart for? Well, I'm using ATR because it's really? This is no nonsense Forex. Don't make fun of what our other students have. It's so funny, man. And that one guy that did the look at this is taking up fucking real estate on my chart. Oh boy. Look at this, almost a divergence down here on the. Okay, half-hour chart's about to update. I'm stressing the account out here. Look, still can't get this thing to pull back. Still a signal on the 15 is still a go with throttle up. Yes, we went to the fucking moon, you idiot. Jesus Christ. What the fuck is next with people? That's gotta be all clickbait. Please tell me people don't fucking believe that shit. I guess people are making sarcastic jokes about it. Like, I guess I'm just too... People must be joking when they comment like, yeah, man, like, God. I mean, my question is, how can the moon be round? If the Earth's flat, the moon's got to be fucking flat too. Right? Come on. What the fuck? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I right? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. And here we are. Happy New Year. So everybody's back to work. I hear they kind of diced up the radio stations here. People have changed. Another thing is a lot of money, a lot of contracts finish at the end of the year. Notice that people change their programming on the radio starting today. So this is really the new year. And that end of the year illiquidity flash crash, it's more like a spread crash. Oh, it looks like the British pound's going to pull back and fill me on these limits, which I think will last an hour. Just about to get filled here. And I'm also trading 4 currency pairs, which is another thing. It's like spinning plates. I don't recommend that either. Oh, here, getting a pullback on the... I'm going to put some more orders in there if that's the case. So I'm not going to put these drops in because I know that these are all kind of nice. These are designed for very precise entry, 4 pips. Plus I can pick the times here. I can scatter orders in. On the tablet, if I'm real aggressive, I could hit every one of these. Or I can just put the deep ones in. Here they come. This Australian dollar is so strong. I don't know if they'll come back, pick me up. I do love the contest though. Will they come back and pick me up? Wow, look at this. Look at this sellers just cashed out, I think. Look at that. They pulled it below the breakout point. And I just picked up, this is where I picked up most of my exposure. Okay, now I'm going to come in 3 pips deep. 5 pips deep. 7 pips deep. 4 hours, 13 pips deep, which is pretty deep for this currency. So we have to trade super deep on the pound because the pound can really rip. Here we go. Oh, getting some action. Look at that. We picked up some tickets. Look at this. 5 minutes before the top of the hour. I'm telling you, that's the fucking action window. Oh boy, this is going to be a crazy fucking open. Look out. Katie, bar the door. Look at this. And this is how I actually revive the account, is trades like this where we get this little mini flash crash. Yeah, look at that fill. Does it get any better than that? I don't think so. That's better than sex right there. Look at how they just fucked into these. They fucked these limits. Look at that. Must be news coming out. Did you check the Forex factory, honey? No, I didn't. We're just trading naked tonight. No, we don't care about news. News schmooze. Was there news when there was a flash crash? No. Now I could cash out of this one to reduce my exposure. If I think I'm in too heavy, which I'm getting in on these fucking, I'm getting in. Look, they're going to smash this euro now. This thing can't fucking get it to 15 to save its life. Look at that. This motherfucker can't get the 15 to save its life. Look at that. It's pulling back. We're buying on pullbacks. That's a 4-hour chart. Look at the daily chart of the euro dollar. What a failure. What a miserable failure this currency is. Look how this fucker's been trapped. It's a purgatory for how long? It's not even got no RSI signals on the daily either. Here's your only reversal on the 4-hour. More oversold. Faintly higher price by 10 pips. But look how deep I got to buy this thing. 6 hours, 40 pips deep. So when London opens, if we're coming down here, see, this is set and forget shit here. I can't even blow up this account with that. I pushed that other account so hard. I mean, seriously, come on. There's 1,000 tickets in there. It reminds me of when you take your car out and you're going to replace a part on it. So you take it out, you kind of punish that part. I'm loading the wagon on this one. Oh, it looks like top of the hour is not even here yet. So this 5-minute drama, look at this 5-minute chart. Still in that buy window, but we could have waited to see. That's why, even if you bought that at the market, you got a better price. Like 5 minutes later, it went lower. Here's your retesting this doji, which is the this is the kind of cost for the doji. There was the scalpers that got that new high. Now look for this stabilize. It's an RSI reversal on the 15 still. And here comes the top of the hour. We'll have to wait and see.